A 73-year-old retired man walked into the exact same bank branch he had used for over 30 years. He walked up to the counter, handed the teller his ID, and asked to withdraw $5,000 of his own cash to help his grandson put a down payment on a reliable used car. He didn't receive the cash. Instead, he walked back out to his car with his entire checking and savings account completely frozen. For 19 straight days, he could not pay his electric bill. He could not buy his weekly groceries at the supermarket. He could not touch a single dollar of his own hard-earned savings. And here's the part that should make your blood run cold. He did absolutely nothing wrong. There was no active scam. There was no stolen card. There was no identity theft. The bank froze his money on purpose, and under a legal rule quietly operating right now, they were fully permitted to do it. If you are over 65, this exact scenario can happen to you tomorrow morning, and almost no one in America is talking about it. Welcome back to Senior Money Brief. My name is David Taylor. In recent months, financial institutions across the country have quietly leaned into expanded legal guidelines that give them sweeping authority over your money. Under modern federal rules and state-level safe harbor legislation passed across more than half the country, your local bank branch now possesses the legal right to pause your transactions, hold your cash withdrawals, and completely lock you out of your account for up to 15 business days. That is 3 full calendar weeks without access to your own pension, your Social Security checks, or your lifetime savings. They don't need a court order. They don't need a judge to sign a warrant. And most importantly, they do not need your permission. The moment you crossed your 65th birthday, the financial system quietly placed you into a distinct legal category known as a specified adult. While lawmakers created these laws to stop financial exploitation, the automated algorithms running behind the scenes can't tell the difference between a criminal stealing your life savings and you simply spending your own money on your own life. Over the course of this video, I'm going to walk you through the 6 exact triggers that trip these automated bank freezes, including one everyday habit that accidentally looks like a federal crime. More importantly, I am going to hand you the single free phone call you can make today that acts as an invisible shield around your savings. So how does an honest, careful retiree accidentally get flagged by their own bank? It starts with the most common transaction on earth. The first trap that catches millions of seniors completely off guard is trigger number 1, the sudden unannounced withdrawal. For decades, you have lived a quiet, predictable financial life. You deposit your Social Security check, you pay your electric bill, you buy groceries, and your account balance stays relatively steady. But then life happens. Maybe your roof starts leaking after a heavy spring storm, and the contractor needs $12,000 upfront for materials. Or maybe you decide to gift $15,000 to your daughter to help with a down payment on her family's first home. You walk into the bank, hand over your slip, and ask for the funds. To you, it is simply your own money being used for a normal life event. But to the automated security software monitoring your branch, that sudden spike in cash movement looks like an immediate red alert financial emergency. The computer algorithm does not know you need a new roof. It does not know your daughter is buying a house. It only sees that an account belonging to a person over 65 just had a massive, unprecedented outflow of cash. Under current safe harbor protections, the bank's automated fraud engine immediately flags the transfer. Within seconds, a hold is placed on the funds, while internal risk officers investigate whether you are being manipulated by a contractor or coerced by a scammer. The very money you saved for an emergency becomes completely unreachable at the exact moment you need it most. To stop trigger number 1 from freezing your life, you must never spring a large withdrawal in your bank without warning. If you know you need $10, $15, or $20,000 later in the week, do not just show up at the teller window. Call your local branch manager or walk into the office 3 days early. Tell them directly, "On Thursday morning, I am going to withdraw $15,000 to pay a licensed roofing contractor." When you announce the transaction in advance, the branch manager enters an official note into your profile. That simple 2-minute step transforms what would have looked like a high-risk security breach into a verified, planned transaction. Announced money sails through the system. Surprise money gets locked down. That brings us directly to trigger number 2, which catches the most innocent seniors of all: the artificial intelligence behavior flag. Major American banks no longer rely solely on human eyes to watch your money. They use sophisticated machine learning systems that constantly analyze what software developers call your financial heartbeat. This system learns the exact rhythm of how you interact with your money, what time of day you log in, what device you use, how fast you type your password, and even how steady your hand is on the computer mouse. When anything breaks that established rhythm, the artificial intelligence interprets the change as a potential account takeover. I want you to hear some of the everyday actions that can trigger this automated alarm, because they will shock you. Logging into your online banking account from a new iPad or smartphone that your children gave you as a Christmas gift. Trying out payment apps like Zelle or Venmo for the very first time to pay a neighbor for lawn care. Typing your password slower than usual because of arthritis or a slight hand tremor. Or sending a digital payment to a legitimate local business you have never transacted with before. None of these actions mean you are being scammed. Every single one of them is completely normal. Yet to a cold computer algorithm running inside a corporate server center, these subtle shifts signal that an unauthorized hacker may have taken control of a senior's account. The computer slams the brakes, locks out your online access, and pauses your outgoing checks. The defense against trigger number 2 is proactive communication. Whenever a major tool in your digital life changes, whether you purchase a new computer, upgrade your mobile phone, or decide to start using online bill pay, take 2 minutes to call your bank's customer service line first. Tell the representative, I am updating my home computer today and setting up my online banking profile on a new tablet. By documenting these small digital changes before the automated system catches them, you write your own explanation before the computer algorithm invents a far worse one. If you think avoiding large cash withdrawals and staying off new devices keeps you entirely safe, the next trigger creates an unexpected trap that can accidentally make you look like a federal criminal. Trigger number 3 is one of the most dangerous traps in all of personal finance, and I need you to listen very carefully because honest, hardworking seniors get caught in this every single year without realizing they are treading on federal law. It is called the structuring trap. Suppose you hear from a neighbor or a news report that banks are required to file an automatic report with the federal government whenever someone withdraws $10,000 or more in cash. You think to yourself, I don't want the IRS or a government database tracking my private money. I need $14,000 for a home renovation, so I will just go to the bank on Monday and pull out $7,000 and then go back next Tuesday to take out the remaining $7,000. To you, that seems like a clever, quiet way to protect your privacy and avoid unnecessary paperwork. But under federal law, intentionally breaking up a cash transaction into smaller amounts specifically to stay under that $10,000 reporting threshold is a serious felony known as structuring. It does not matter that the money is 100% yours. It does not matter that you earned every single penny legitimately and paid every dollar of tax on it decades ago. The physical act of splitting the withdrawals to avoid the automated federal report is itself the crime. When bank anti-money laundering software detects 2 or 3 cash withdrawals made just days apart that add up to over $10,000, it instantly flags the account for criminal evaluation. The bank does not just hold the cash. In severe cases, federal agencies can temporarily seize the entire account while an investigation takes place. The rule for trigger number 3 is simple. Never hide your transactions. If you need $12,000 or $15,000 in physical cash, walk into the branch and take it out in one single clean transaction. Let the teller fill out the standard currency transaction report. That report is completely routine, completely harmless, and goes into a standard federal file where nothing ever happens to honest taxpayers. The danger was never the routine government form. The real danger is making it look like you were trying to sneak past the system. That brings us to trigger number 4, which quietly drains wealth from retirees every single day: the dormant account sweep. Many seniors keep a secondary savings account, an old certificate of deposit, or a rainy day fund tucked away in a separate bank that they rarely touch. You might put $20,000 into that account with the intention of leaving it untouched for true emergencies. But if that account sits completely quiet with zero customer-initiated activity for a period of time, often just 3 years depending on your state's regulations, the bank can legally classify the account as abandoned. When an account is flagged as dormant, the bank is legally required to hand those funds over to the state government through a process called escheatment. Your hard-earned savings leave the bank, land in a state unclaimed property vault, and sit there quietly until you discover it, which most seniors never do. To protect yourself against trigger number 4, make a habit of logging into every single bank account you own, at least once every 12 months. Transfer $1 into the account or pull $1 out. That single, tiny transaction resets the clock, proves to the bank's automated systems that you are alive and active, and keeps your money firmly in your hands instead of the state treasury. Now, what happens when you aren't even taking out cash, but simply trying to move your own money between your own accounts? That brings us to the most frustrating triggers of all. Trigger number 5 is what I call the investigation wall, and it is the single most agonizing part of a modern bank freeze. When an automated system or risk officer places a security hold on your funds under safe harbor rules, an impenetrable wall of bureaucracy immediately goes up around your account. You walk into your local branch, desperate to pay your mortgage or prescription bills, only to find that the friendly tellers at the counter are completely powerless. They look at their computer screens, see a red risk code, and inform you that they cannot release a single dollar. When you ask to speak to the person who placed the hold, you are told that the decision was made by an off-site corporate fraud department. You are handed a toll-free telephone number, but when you call, you are placed on hold for hours or told that the internal review will take up to 15 business days. During this entire window, your direct deposit Social Security checks continue to land in the account, but you are legally blocked from touching them. The branch staff cannot override the system, the phone representatives are forbidden from sharing details, and you are left stranded outside the vault containing your own life savings. This brick wall leads directly into trigger number 6, which frequently traps retirees trying to manage their retirement savings, out-of-state and online transfer rejections. In today's economy, many smart seniors attempt to move their money out of traditional low-interest brick-and-mortar banks and into high-yield online savings accounts or brokerage firms located in another state. To you, transferring $50,000 from your traditional checking account to an online bank paying 5% interest is just good financial management. But to your traditional bank's automated security systems, 3 specific red flags just flash simultaneously. A large sum of money, moving to an unfamiliar out-of-state institution, into an account that was opened only days ago. To an automated fraud algorithm, that pattern looks identical to a senior being tricked by a wire fraud scammer into draining their life savings. The system instantly aborts the transfer, freezes your primary account, and places your funds under investigation. To prevent trigger number 6, never attempt a massive initial transfer to a new or out-of-state financial institution in one single move. Open the new account, link it digitally, and execute a small test transfer of just $50 or $100 first. Let that small transfer clear successfully. Once the digital pathway is established and verified on both ends, make a quick call to your primary bank's fraud department to inform them that you are initiating a larger, planned transfer to your own high-yield account. Small, verified moves sail through effortlessly. Large, sudden leaps trigger the security trap. Now that you know the 6 primary wires that trip these bank freezes, let us look at the single most powerful shield you can set up today for $0 to ensure your money remains untouched. Now that you understand the 6 specific triggers that turn automated bank security into a personal financial nightmare, let us talk about the single most powerful shield you can put around your money today. It costs absolutely nothing, it takes less than 10 minutes to set up, and almost no senior in America has been told it exists. It is called setting up an official trusted contact on your bank and brokerage accounts. Under modern financial regulations, nearly every retail bank, credit union, and investment firm in the United States is authorized to keep an official, trusted contact person on file for your account. This is not a joint owner. This is not someone who can log into your banking app, view your account balance, make withdrawals, or manage your investments. They have zero legal ownership or control over your money. Instead, a trusted contact is an independent third party, a trusted adult child, a close family member, or a longtime friend, whom the bank is legally authorized to call if their automated systems detect suspicious activity on your account. Here is why this single step changes everything. When an automated algorithm flags your account because you tried to withdraw $15,000 for a new roof, the bank's default procedure under safe harbor rules is to freeze the transaction and lock your account for up to 15 business days while an internal team investigates. But if you have an official trusted contact listed on file, the bank's fraud prevention team does not have to slam the door shut. Instead, they make a quick phone call to your designated person. Your son or daughter answers the phone and says, "Yes, my parent is having a new roof installed this week. The transaction is completely legitimate." That single 30-second conversation provides the exact verification the bank needs. The automated fraud alert is instantly cleared, and your money remains completely accessible. You have preloaded the answer to the security system's question before the computer ever asks it. To make your financial life completely bulletproof, I recommend combining your trusted contact with 2 additional protective layers. First, institute a formal, durable financial power of attorney using specific language that your local bank branch officially accepts. Many seniors make the critical mistake of downloading a generic, free power of attorney form off the internet, thinking they are fully protected. But when a crisis hits and a family member attempts to present that document at the bank teller window, corporate legal teams routinely reject generic forms for lacking specific banking language. Walk into your bank branch, ask their manager for their specific corporate power of attorney paperwork, and have your chosen agent signed onto that specific document. Second, maintain a secondary banking relationship at a completely separate financial institution. Never keep 100% of your liquid cash inside a single bank. If your primary checking account ever gets swept up in a false security freeze, having a modest backup account at a local credit union ensures you can still buy groceries, pay for prescriptions, and keep your lights on while the corporate bureaucracy sorts out the error. Having this 3-layer shield established is critical, but what if your account is already locked right now, or gets frozen tomorrow morning before you can visit the branch? If you wake up tomorrow morning, attempt to swipe your debit card, and discover that your bank account has been completely frozen, the actions you take in the first 48 hours will determine whether your money is released in 2 days or locked away for 3 full weeks. Your natural instinct will be to walk into your local branch, demand answers, and raise your voice at the teller behind the window. I need you to hear me clearly. Arguing with the frontline staff is the single biggest mistake you can make. Local tellers and branch managers did not place the security hold on your account. The hold was executed by an automated corporate risk algorithm or an off-site fraud division. The teller at the counter cannot override that corporate code, and engaging in a loud argument only causes branch security to flag you as hostile, making the bank even less likely to cooperate. Instead, execute this precise 4-step recovery protocol to break the corporate freeze immediately. First, remain completely calm and ask the branch manager one specific question. Which exact internal department placed this administrative hold, and what is the direct phone extension for my file? Force the manager to look past the general customer service number and pull up the specific risk operations queue handling your account. Second, demand a formal written notice of the hold. Under federal regulations, you have a clear legal right to know the precise reason for the restriction, the exact date the hold was instituted, and the specific documentation required to lift it. Having a paper record prevents the bank from quietly pushing back your resolution timeline day after day. Third, hand the risk department an effortless way to clear the alert. Offer your official trusted contact details immediately. If the freeze was triggered by a large pending transaction, such as a home repair contract or a vehicle purchase, provide a printed copy of the invoice, contract, or receipt directly to the fraud investigator. When you supply verifiable documentation, you eliminate the bank's safety justification for holding your funds. Fourth, if the bank fails to resolve the hold within 48 hours of receiving your verification, escalate the issue to external regulators. File an immediate emergency complaint online with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau at consumerfinance.gov and contact your state's Division of Banking Oversight. Banks treat regulatory complaints with extreme urgency. Receiving a formal inquiry from a government regulator often forces a corporate legal department to review and release a frozen account within 24 to 48 hours. Protecting your bank account is step 1, but keeping your money truly safe requires stopping the quietest leaks that drain senior wealth every single year. Taking control of your financial security does not require complicated financial maneuvers, but it does require setting up a clear, practical protocol around your kitchen table today. Let us review your essential anti-freeze checklist. First, call your primary bank branch this week and officially add a trusted contact to your checking, savings, and investment profiles. Second, Before you ever execute a cash withdrawal over $5,000, give your branch manager a 2-day courtesy call to put a clear note on your record. Third, never split large cash transactions to avoid routine government paperwork. Let the standard reports file cleanly. Fourth, log into every dormant savings account or CD at least once a year to reset the inactivity clock. Fifth, maintain a secondary checking account at a separate credit union. And sixth, ensure your power of attorney documents use the exact legal language accepted by your specific financial institution. On top of these 6 operational steps, there is one physical safety rule every American over 65 should put in place starting this afternoon: the Home Cash Cushion Protocol. I'm not suggesting you empty your life savings or hide thousands of dollars under a mattress, but keeping a modest, sensible cash cushion, enough to cover 2 to 3 weeks of basic groceries, fuel, essential prescriptions, and emergency utility bills, safely secured inside a fireproof home safe, gives you absolute peace of mind. If an automated banking algorithm ever misinterprets a routine transaction and locks your primary debit card for 15 business days, that physical cash cushion ensures a corporate bureaucracy error remains a minor inconvenience rather than a devastating personal emergency. You will never be forced to skip meals or miss critical medications while waiting for a corporate fraud manager to review your file. The financial rules governing retirees in 2026 are changing rapidly. The seniors who get trapped by account freezes, unexpected tax bills, and missed Social Security benefits are not careless people. They are simply good, hardworking Americans who were never handed the updated playbook. My goal here at Senior Money Brief is to ensure you stay 3 steps ahead of the system, protecting every single dollar you spent a lifetime earning. If this video opened your eyes or helped you understand how modern bank security rules actually operate, do me one important favor right now. Share this video with a friend, a family member, or a neighbor over 65. The bank is never going to send them a letter explaining these 6 triggers or offering them a trusted contact form. You might be the only person who hands them the information that saves their account from a 3-week freeze. Hit that like button below to help this message reach more seniors across the country, and subscribe to Senior Money Brief with notification bells turned on so you never miss a vital financial update. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and I will see you in the very next brief.